Welcome back, everybody, to episode 40 of the Clean Kitchen podcast. And I was sitting out on my balcony this morning. It is getting hot out, 70, 80 degrees these past few days. It has been, and I've been sweating. I've been tanning a little bit, and I posted a reel on my Instagram story. I posted a reel on Instagram last week, posted a story last week as well about sunscreen and how, for the most part, I don't really wear sunscreen because I am exposed to the sun on a daily basis, and my body has just gotten used to it. So, in this podcast episode, we want to talk about sunscreen, what to look for versus avoid when buying sunscreen, and also just some tips around sunblock and sunscreen and how to prevent burning, things like that, and then maybe some other summer tips we'll share. How does that sound, Kevin?
Yeah, that sounds great. Let's get everybody ready for summer. Like you
Yeah.
said, it's getting warm. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see I got a little sun this weekend, showing a little red here. So it's about that time. We want to get people prepared for what's coming in the next few months, and that's why we're doing the Let's Get Ready for Summer podcast episode here.
I love it.
Yeah. All right. So let's jump right into sunblock then. So first, you said there are ways to actually prevent your body from getting sunburnt before you even start applying sunscreen. What
Yep.
are those types of ways that you can do that? What can you do?
So the number one tip I would have for people is to expose yourself. So first of all, there's this misconception that the sun is bad for us, and we can get into some of the benefits of sunlight and exposing our body to sunlight on a daily basis. But you want your body to get used to the sun. So exposing your body to the sunlight early mornings, throughout the morning, and then throughout the evenings, this is just going to your body's going to naturally adjust to the sun if you do this when the UV is a lot lower. So then you're less sensitive in the main part of the day, maybe between 11 to 4 p.m. around that time frame where the UV may be very high. Your body's going to be used to it, hopefully, because you've been exposing yourself throughout the mornings and throughout the evenings as well. So that's the first tip I would say.
Yeah, exposing your body early. And when you say early, is there a specific time that you should try to aim for?
No, just whenever you wake up, I think is a good rule of thumb. We talked about this previously in the sleep episode, but exposing your eyes to sunlight as early as you can after you wake up is very helpful for your circadian rhythm and can help improve sleep. So I'd say whenever you wake up, do what you got to do, and then make an effort to get outside and to get into sunlight.
Okay, makes sense. What is a circadian rhythm? What does that mean when you say that?
Circadian rhythm is basically our internal clock. So our bodies, we have this internal clock in our body that, whether we're aware of it or not, it's constantly happening. And sunlight is a very, very big part of that. When we wake up and we expose our eyes to sunlight, to the blue light from the sun, this basically tells our body, hey, it's the daytime. Like we're awake now. We're gonna release cortisol. We're getting ready for the day.
Hmm.
And then at night, when the sun goes down, we are no longer looking at natural sunlight. We're no longer looking at blue light. Hopefully, we're wearing some blue light blocking glasses or something like that to block the blue light from our screens and our devices. But basically, when the sun goes down, that tells our body, hey, we're getting ready for bed now. It's nighttime, and then our body's going to produce melatonin. So we naturally get tired. We naturally get sleepy. So yeah, circadian rhythm is basically our internal clock, and using the sun and sunlight is a great way to improve your circadian rhythm, I guess, and improve sleep, improve energy levels, and improve so many different things.
Yeah, this I think is a really interesting point in that if you look back at like early history of civilizations and humans, how important the sun was. People didn't have clocks. Obviously, they used something called the sundial back then, so you had to have the sun just to tell what time of day it was. But the sun determined like everything that early civilizations did. So we're not going to get into the history of the sun, but it's just been around forever, and it's extremely important to how our bodies operate. One thing that you mentioned is you want to get your eyes exposure to sunlight. What if
Mhm.
I'm wearing sunglasses? Does that impede the sun's ability to have a benefit to me?
Yes, that will block some of the natural light that's coming from the sun. So first of all, we don't want to look directly into the sun unless, maybe it's a sunrise or a sunset where we can look at the sun and it doesn't hurt our eyes. Obviously, we have these built-in mechanisms to where if I look at the sun right now, it's 11 a.m. here in North Carolina. If I look at the sun, that's going to hurt my eyes. So don't do that.
Yeah.
But early morning, later in the day, that is totally okay to look at the sun. Um, but yeah, this is another reason why I'm honestly not a big fan of sunglasses, and that's because it's blocking some of the natural light, so you're not going to get all of those benefits. Another thing about sunglasses,
Uh-huh.
and this kind of goes with another tip for how to prevent sunburn. If you go to the beach or if you're outside during the day playing a sport or something, don't wear sunglasses for the first 15 to 30 minutes because when you block the sun from getting into your eyes, your body basically thinks you're not outside. So you want your eyes to naturally adjust to the sunlight. And that basically tells your body, hey, you're outside and it's going to protect your body is going to protect itself, protect your skin from getting burnt. But if you wear those sunglasses immediately as soon as you walk outside, your body doesn't adjust. Your body may think you're inside and it's not going to prevent itself basically from getting burnt. So that's a big tip,
Yeah, pro tip there.
pro
So
tip.
how important your body knows what's going on. Would wearing a hat impact that at all? Like blocking your eyes, or is that
No,
okay?
no, that's perfectly okay. Yeah, wearing a hat's fine. Yeah, I would I would much rather you wear a hat as opposed to wearing sunglasses to block
Yeah.
the sun out of your face because you're still your eyes are still exposed to the light, so your body knows you're outside if you're wearing a hat.
Yeah. Okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense. So
yeah.
you also were telling me about the impact that seed oils can have on your body's ability to, I guess, almost process the sunlight as well. Tell me more about that. What is the correlation between seed oils and sunlight?
Yeah, this is something I've been reading about recently. I guess you would say it's a hypothesis, but it seems a pretty strong hypothesis, and a lot of people are trying it, and a lot of people are seeing improvements. So when we consume seed oils, vegetable oils, soybean oil, canola, corn, sunflower, safflower oil, we know these oils are not good for our bodies. They're not good for our cells. They're very high in omega-6 fats. They oxidize extremely easily, and they actually get stuck in our cell membranes. So the more we consume seed oils, the more these bad fats, these polyunsaturated fats, the more they accumulate in our cell membranes. And if you think about it, our skin is made up of cells, made up of cell membranes. So that fat is accumulating on our skin, and these vegetable oils are they're prone to oxidation. So when they're exposed to oxygen, heat, or light, they oxidize very easily. Which think about it, when if these cells are on our skin and they are high in these polyunsaturated fats, when we expose ourselves to sunlight, they are much more prone to oxidation, which can eventually cause sunburn. So instead of consuming a lot of these polyunsaturated fats, these vegetable oils, we want to consume more saturated fats, which are much more stable and not prone to oxidation. So a lot of people have cut out the seed oils and they've seen a drastic improvement in their ability to basically not get sunburn.
Hmm. The food you eat has a direct impact on your body's ability to get sunburnt or not get sunburnt. I
Yeah,
think that just trying to wrap my head around how impactful that is.
it's super powerful. I
Yeah.
mean, the food we put in our body affects so many different things in our body. I think a lot of it we don't even know what it actually affects.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's crazy. So cut out those seed oils and stick to, the more saturated fats or monounsaturated fats. So some of my go-to cooking oils or just ingredients I look for in packages are going to be things like ghee, coconut oil are good saturated fats, grass-fed butter,
Mhm.
grass-fed ghee, preferably. um, and then beef tallow as well. And there are a lot of, we're going to get into sunscreen specific, what to look for in sunscreen here in a second, but there are a lot of um, tallow based sunscreen brands as well, that where, the main ingredient is grass fed beef tallow, which is fantastic for our skin.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing about coconut oil. I feel like sometimes people put coconut oil on their skin. Is that to help with sunscreen or block the sun as well?
I suppose it could help that. Yes. I know a lot of people that we just use it kind of as a moisturizer,
Mm.
because it can help, dry skin.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So
Same
that
thing goes
is
same thing goes for beef tallow as well. You can just use beef tallow as a moisturizer.
got it. Instead of some of the other chemical filled moisturizers out there.
Yes.
Um, yeah. Okay. So that is some basics about sunblock and how you kind of want to approach your relationship with the sun. But you mentioned too there are some good options for sunscreen. I think you've recommended before mineral based sunscreen. What does that even mean when you say mineral based?
Yeah, so mineral-based sunscreen is going to be something that uses something called zinc oxide. So zinc is a mineral. It's
Mhm.
prevalent in a lot of food. It's very good for our immune system. It's very good for our overall health. So this is just a much more natural way to prevent sunburn as opposed to the chemicals that you're going to find in a lot of conventional sunscreens. So things like homosalate, which is a synthetic man-made chemical that you're going to find in a lot of sunscreen products. A lot of other chemicals include oxybenzone, octinoxate, octocrylene. Basically, if you can't pronounce it, don't buy
Yeah.
it.
So
look
okay, so
for look for zinc oxide.
like for zinc, that's what I okay. I'm in the aisle at Target looking at sunblocks. How do I know what to look for? Is it zinc oxide? If I see that, that's a green flag. Some of
Yeah.
those crazy chemicals, red flag.
Yeah, so at the top, if you turn over sunscreen at the top, it's going to say active ingredients. If you see
Mhm.
any of those ones that I just mentioned, and we'll leave our favorite brands in the description here, but if you see any of those funky names, you don't know what they are, put it back. If you see
Yeah.
that it says zinc oxide, yes, that is a green flag, but also look at the inactive ingredients in there as well. Another thing with seed oils, a lot of companies will put sunflower seed oil or something like that in their sunscreen, which again, we don't want to be doing. We don't want to be putting that topically on our skin because we're still absorbing it. It's still getting into our cells and our cell membranes. So we don't want that. Zinc oxide is what we want. That, yes, that is a green flag, but like I said, look at those inactive ingredients and make sure that those are also clean, real ingredients.
Mhm. You mentioned too, so you have not been using any sunscreen recently. How long has that been going on?
I guess the past year or two.
Okay, so relatively
More
recently?
more recently, it's yeah, it's and I just don't like wearing sunscreen. I just don't like to wear it. I'm not saying everybody out there needs to do what I'm doing. There's plenty of clean, safe, non-toxic sunscreen options out there that I encourage you to use. But I am very fortunate that I spend a lot of time outside and a lot of time in the sun. So my body has naturally adjusted to the sunlight, and I find myself, I rarely, if I ever, get burnt anymore. We went to Turks and Caicos last September, for like a group influencer trip, and I didn't even use sunscreen while I was there, and I didn't get burnt. So, and that was like, that's close to the equator. I was outside all day on the beach, and I really didn't get burnt. So I think my body has just naturally adjusted. Obviously, I'm also eating a clean diet, which also helps a lot. Um, but yeah, I don't wear sunscreen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's an important point too. Everyone has a different lifestyle, and you have a lifestyle where you prioritize getting out in the sun. Like that's one of like the pillars of Kyle is
Mhm.
making sure you are spending time outside in the sun and your body has adjusted to that. Personally, I spend a lot of time inside working and not going outside as much. And I was outside for a few hours the other week and my face is red as a cherry. So I'm just not gonna.
It doesn't look that
It
bad.
doesn't look that bad, man. It feels
No.
bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It hurts?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Um,
wow, okay.
yeah. So I think everyone's a little bit different in that, and you have to think about your own lifestyle and what
Mhm.
applies to you. Don't just take what someone else does at face value because there's a million other things that they're doing or could be doing that are impacting their current decisions. So that's a
Yes.
great point to make there.
That's a fantastic point. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's gotten to the point now where, it's starting to get nice out, so I sit on my balcony when I get up at 7:30. I basically go outside almost immediately upon waking, and I'm
Mhm.
outside in direct sunlight until 11:30, noon. So
Mhm.
right there, I'm getting 3, 4, 5 hours of direct sunlight, that early morning sunlight, which I talked about, which isn't as high in UV. So my body is adjusting to the sunlight. And then, you know, normally I'll go play pickleball during the day for
Mhm.
2, 3 hours. Again, I'm outside in direct sunlight. My body's getting used to that. And then in the evening hours, I like to go for a walk after I eat dinner, watch the sunset. Again, I'm under the sunlight. So I just love being outside. And um I'm outside, I guess 8+ hours a day sometimes, depending on the day and depending how much work I need to get done. But another thing I wanted to mention as well is now that it's nice out and I am spending so much time outside, I find that my sleep has improved dramatically and I am naturally getting tired more easily and naturally waking up easily without my alarm. So I think that all of that just, plays into the circadian rhythm and that, the more I'm outside, the more I'm exposing my body and my eyes to sunlight, the more my the more I'm just getting used to, the times of day and my body is just like, "Oh, no, you're getting tired now, like it's almost time to go to bed."
Mhm.
And then I'll naturally wake up in the morning as well. So just an interesting note there.
Yeah, important observation. I remember when we did the sleep episode, we were talking about how to optimize for sleep. And the first thing you said is that I start optimizing for sleep in the morning by getting
Mhm.
morning sunlight. And
Mhm.
so just all it all fits together there.
Yeah.
Like that.
Like we said, circadian rhythm is a great point, or a great benefit of sun exposure, but also vitamin D. You get a lot of vitamin D from the sun, which is so important. It's actually vitamin D is a hormone. It's not a vitamin, even though it's called vitamin D. So it's extremely important. And then
Mhm.
also another benefit of the sun is just reducing stress, improving your mood, which is something that I experience on a daily basis when I am outside. I love working, getting work done, editing videos, planning videos, whatever it may be, in the sun. It just I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can look at there's like a some study that they did where they looked at people's overall mood and then compared it to where there was the most sun exposure in the US and the areas that had more sun exposure, the people on average had a much more improved mood than those with a lower areas of direct sunlight. So like Washington State is rainy, cloudy a lot of times, and people tend to have a worse off mood than people in the southeast where there's a lot of sun. A place like Florida where people are
Mhm.
constantly in the sunlight, and I think that that's just there is a direct correlation there. That there's something going on where our bodies crave that sunlight, and it improves our overall mood.
Absolutely. I mean, I go outside all the time and I'm sure you do too, and so many people do. They go outside and they feel the sun hit their skin and they're like, "Oh, that feels so good." Right?
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah,
Because it
100%.
does. It does. It just it makes our body feel so good. It's like it's a supplement in and of itself.
Hmm.
Sunshine and there's, and I guess you could say, there are some dangers to the sun if you're outside, if you work a 9 to 5 job and you're inside all day and you never go outside and then you go to the beach for a weekend and then, you're outside during the day when the UV is at its highest, yes, that can be dangerous. And yes, you're probably going to get sunburn if you're not wearing sunscreen, if you're not um, getting under the shade in appropriate amounts.
Mhm.
So I guess yes, the sun can be dangerous, but when you use those tips that we talked about earlier, I think the risk goes down drastically. But all that to say, increased sun exposure has been associated with protection from several different types of cancers, even though we're told the sun causes cancer. Um, it can You can be protected from type 1 diabetes, multiple sclerosis, and many other types of diseases. And I'll leave a link to that study in the description.
Mhm.
But um, yeah, sunlight can prevent disease.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, if you're in the sun and you're in pain, then get out of the sun, go find
Yes.
some shade, take a break.
Yes.
Like, be smart, like, use common sense too, I think is kind of the core theme here when you're talking about not looking directly at the sun,
Yeah.
not staying in the sun too long for what your needs are. So I think that's really what it comes down to, and of course, all those tips there we'll link to a lot. One other question when we put out the blog post on, I guess the other week around how there are these different options for sunscreen. A lot of people asked about sunscreen options specifically for babies and toddlers. Do you have any recommendations there for those types of people?
Yeah. A lot of the brands that I recommend, a few of those would be like Babo Botanicals, Badger, and then Think. I believe all three of those have a baby line for, I think, it's sensitive skin, especially for specifically for babies. So, yeah, those would be some of my recommendations. And again, we can leave links to those in the description as well. But yes, there are specific products for babies.
Perfect. Yeah, I know that's
Yeah.
a common concern for people. So those mineral based options exist for
Yes.
babies as well, which is awesome to see.
Yes. And you could also, I mean, I guess you could also make your own homemade sunscreen as well. I'm not sure the exact ingredients that would go in that, but
Yeah,
we linked it on our blog post, right?
we did, yeah. Paul Saladino, a doctor that is also a content creator, has like a 10-minute YouTube video, DIY your own sunscreen. I've watched it. It is super easy to follow, not complex. It's like 3 or 4 ingredients, I want to say. And so that if you want to actually get in there and make your own, know exactly what ingredients are going into your sunscreen, that is one that we recommend checking out.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's linked in our blog post as well,
Yep.
which we will leave in the description.
Yes. A lot of
Well,
information in the description today.
yeah, yes.
Yeah. So along with sunscreen, when we're thinking about getting ready for summer, the one thing that I do not like about summer is the number of mosquitoes, especially here in North
Mm,
Carolina, especially after it rains. It just feels like they're everywhere once you go outside in the backyard. So a lot of times people will use bug spray to avoid getting mosquito bites. Do you use any bug spray?
I don't use bug spray, no, but man, I remember getting eaten alive. I mean, I honestly still get eaten alive, but I remember just growing up, like, it seemed like I was always the one getting eaten by mosquitoes. Some people would be like, "Oh no, I don't feel anything." But like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting eaten." Like my legs would get t- torn up. Like it was
Mhm.
bad. Still is bad, honestly. But no, I don't. I don't. All that to say, I do not use I do not use bug spray. But because it's similar. It's similar with the sunscreen. I mean, a lot of them. It's similar to the sunscreen. A lot of bug sprays use these synthetic man-made chemicals, which have been shown to cause various different health problems. So I like to avoid the bug spray. There probably are a few good brands out there for sure. Some more natural options, and again, we can leave some links in the description here. But um, yeah, I don't know. I would like a more natural approach to getting rid of bugs. I know you mentioned like there's a certain type of candle and a
Yeah.
plant, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, if you don't want to spray bug spray on yourself or near you, there are a couple of more natural options. One is just plants. There are certain plants that are actually bug repellent. The two that stand out are lavender and citronella. You can buy both of those. I've seen them at Lowe's or Home Depot. Just go there, get some. get a planter and plant it near where you hang out in the summer times, and that will certainly help. And the other thing is the candle that you mentioned, citronella candles made
Hmm.
from the plant. If you get one of those and put a few of them around where you're sitting outside, I've noticed that makes a huge difference. We have one in our backyard, and I make sure to always light it when we go out at night during the summers because I can see all the bugs kind of just go near it and they end up dying in there. But it protects around you. It's like they're attracted to that citronella
Mm.
smell. So there are some natural ways to do it, and then one other one that testing out for the first time this year. So we'll report back. Sunday Lawn Care, who we've talked about before, really emphasizes all natural ingredients. They have a mosquito repellent that you spray just through your hose. You attach it and spray it through your hose in the backyard. It has the best name I've ever seen. Mosquito Delito is the name of it. And so I just ordered that yesterday, actually, to prepare for summer. So I'm going to spray it and see if that helps as well. But the ingredients are a lot better. It's kid friendly, it's dog friendly,
That's
and
good.
that I want to test out.
Yeah, because that made me think too. A lot of people have these mosquito services that'll come and spray, your backyard, or
Mhm.
basically, I mean, everywhere, all around your house. Um, I got to think that the ingredients that they're using in there are pretty bad.
Yeah, that's true. Even if you don't, we just don't even know what's in there if they're
Yeah,
coming and doing that. If you're not
yeah,
asking them, so
yeah,
maybe they're killing the mosquitoes, but what else are they damaging?
yeah. I mean, especially when you think, there may be pets or kids that are
Mhm.
eating the grass, or yeah, that's interesting. Definitely keep us posted on the Sunday Lawn Care. And what just so everyone knows, what is Sunday Lawn Care? What's their is that one of their main products? The
Yeah,
mosquito
it is.
Delito.
Mosquito Toledo. They've got the best names. They've got their weed killer is called Dandelion Doom. I used that this weekend.
Nice.
So they've got a creative marketing team. But yeah, it's all sorts of lawn care products. So if you want to spray like good fertilizers on your
Mhm.
lawn, they have all of that. That's what I personally use. Not sponsored by them or anything like that. But I found their products to actually work really well. And then honestly, more important for me personally when choosing lawn care options is that it's dog friendly because
Yeah.
we've got 2 dogs. One of them, Finley, just chews on the lawn like it's nobody's business, and so I don't want him eating any chemicals, because I know he's gonna chew it no matter what, so might as well make sure it's safe for him.
He just eats sticks.
He eats sticks, yeah. Kyle was over the other day,
Just
and he's
eats
just
them. Doesn't
chomping on
chew them. Eats them.
Yeah, he's a little weirdo, so we gotta make sure that he stays safe when he's eating sticks and the lawn.
Yeah. That's hilarious. All right, yeah, well, definitely keep us posted on the mosquito Delito.
Yeah, I think you like that name.
Yeah, I do like it. It's a good one.
Yeah. Okay, so then the other piece of summer, other than sunscreen and bug spray, is hydration. You will
Mm,
see a lot of times people get dehydrated in the summer just because they're coming out of winter and spring and their bodies are not prepared for the heat that comes with it. I remember going to like tennis camps as a kid, and people would just get dehydrated, or they were making us take constant breaks to drink water and get
mhm.
electrolytes in our body. So that's another key part of summer. Talk to me a little bit about the importance of electrolytes.
Yeah, so yeah, electrolytes are important all times of the year, but especially during the summer when we are outside, when we are sweating more, we're going to be losing, um, you know, the electrolytes naturally in our body and the salt that's in our body. So we want to make sure we are replenishing those electrolytes and replenishing the salt. So the importance of electrolytes, especially during the summer, is huge. So and when I say electrolyte, I basically mean um, magnesium, potassium, calcium, and then some high quality unrefined sea salt as well. So there are many different brands that we enjoy and that we recommend. A few are Flave City, Element, Redmond's Relights. What's the other one that I just started using?
Just ingredients?
Just Ingredients is another good one. Santa Cruz Paleo is another good one. There's a lot of good high quality electrolytes out there. What you don't want to be putting in your body is things like Gatorade or Powerade or things like that basically have 30, 40, 50 grams of added sugar. And then there's a few electrolytes in there, but for the most part, they're just so low quality. Our body isn't even absorbing them. So we're basically just drinking sugar water. So
Yeah.
you want to make sure you're replenishing your body with high quality electrolytes on a daily basis.
Yeah. What about Body Armor? That's another popular one that I see. Is that any better than Gatorade?
Body Armor Light is the better option. Body Armor, I think they still use sugar. Maybe I think they just use cane sugar, which is probably better than Gatorade,
Mhm.
which uses I think they use high fructose corn syrup,
Mhm.
I believe.
Not good.
And no, not good at all. So Body Armor Light is going to be the better option because it's sweetened with stevia. It doesn't have any sugar. Um, are the vitamins are the vitamins and minerals and electrolytes in there high quality? No. So I wouldn't really recommend it in terms of that. But if you are looking for a Gatorade alternative, then that's when Body Armor Light would probably come into play. But I wouldn't rely solely on that to replenish your electrolytes.
Got it. Okay. So maybe in addition to one of the others that we mentioned, if you're
Y-
looking for something like that.
yes. Yes.
And then are there ways to get electrolytes through food as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So there are, a lot of fruits specifically are high in minerals. So things like bananas are high in potassium and a little bit of magnesium as well. Oranges, avocados. So especially throughout the spring and summer, try to consume more high quality, organic, even better if it's locally grown, fresh produce, especially fruit.
Yeah, watermelon. I feel like
Mm.
it comes out during the summer. Everyone's got some watermelon.
Yeah, a lot of watermelon, a bunch of different melons, cantaloupe, honeydew, all those sorts of things are fantastic for hydrating.
Yeah. I remember we used to go to a summer camp for baseball as well. And at the end of the camp on Fridays every year, you'd go and there was just like maybe like 20 watermelons for all the kids there. And
What?
everyone just crushed watermelon.
Where was this? What
It
was
was
this?
actually at Cardinal Gibbons.
Oh,
The
really?
place we went to, yeah. They would do like the last Friday was watermelon day.
Oh
And
man, I
man,
don't I don't remember that.
no, I don't remember watermelon day.
No. No, I don't remember that.
No, all right. Just block that one out from your memory.
I do remember uh, you know, for soccer games growing up, they would always have orange slices, which was
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
And they always had orange slices and then Capri Sun.
Uh-huh.
And I always thought that the Capri Sun was disgusting.
You're
It was
never a
so
fan?
never.
No.
No, never.
Yeah.
I would just eat the orange slices.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of I don't know. Yeah,
I feel like
we'll leave it at that.
during the summer, the other thing that makes a big appearance are sugary drinks. Like
Mhm.
everybody wants something to cool them down. Lemonade is a popular
Lemonade.
summer treat for people. So I think
Mhm.
that you have to be careful of the sugar intake.
Yeah, try to opt for if you do want something sweet and you're outside, I mean, I get it. But maybe instead of that ice pop or maybe instead of that ice cream or that sugary Gatorade, go for fruit.
Yeah.
Even fruit juice, like even if orange juice, that's a great sweet, delicious option. Go for
Mhm.
watermelon, go for oranges, have a banana, if to satisfy that sweet tooth, because the sugar in fruits is completely different than the highly processed and refined sugar that you find in these sugary drinks and ice cream and ice pops and things like that.
Yep, 100%. And speaking of products to try out this summer, there's gonna be
Ooh.
a new one, on the market. Kyle, tell us maybe about a new product you got your eye on.
So a lot of you know Bobby from Flav City. He has his own line of products. One of his most popular products is a protein smoothie. So basically, you can think of it as a protein powder, but it has so much more in it. It has basically everything you'd put in a smoothie. So high quality protein powder. He's got some bananas, some coconut milk, some functional mushrooms, and then some real fruit and for real fruit for flavor. And Bobby asked Carly and I, Carly, our sister, Clean
Mhm.
Living Carly. A lot of you follow her on Instagram. She has all, non toxic personal care swaps. Definitely go check it out if you don't already follow her. But Bobby asked us if we would be interested in creating our own flavor, limited edition flavor of protein smoothie. And of course, we are like, absolutely.
Have to.
And we thought, and they said, okay, great. It's probably going to come out, May, June time frame, right in the middle of summer. So we thought, what would be a good, refreshing protein smoothie flavor to have in the middle of the summer? And we thought, well, orange creamsicle would be fantastic. So we're currently in the process of creating this orange creamsicle protein smoothie. We've had samples sent to us to test. It's incredible. I'm so excited for everyone to try this. It tastes so good. We are tweaking a few different things here and there. We should have our second batch of samples. I think it's on the way as we speak. So I'll be sure to share that on my Instagram stories. But oh man, Kevin, it's so delicious. It's so refreshing. The ingredients are so clean, and I'm so excited for people to try it.
Yeah, I can't wait. I haven't tested it out yet, so I
Yeah.
still need to get the test here. I can't wait for this because you're right. Getting like a healthy kind of smoothie option is tough, and Flav City does a fantastic job. But this unlocks the orange creamsicle. This is the perfect summer treat to have for people that
Yeah.
are looking for something refreshing, while also filling. Like any of those
Yes.
protein shakes that you have, I'm full after I have one of those. So this is top notch. I can't wait.
Yeah, it has 25 grams of protein from high quality, undenatured, grass fed whey, and a little bit of grass fed collagen as well. So, like you said, it's gonna fill you up. It's got that high quality protein in it. But then you also have the natural orange. There's real orange in there. There's real tangerine in there. So you get that real flavor. It doesn't taste fake. I even things that are naturally flavored, if you
Mhm.
see natural flavors on the package, some products to me they just taste so fake. So this is not one of those products. This is going to be absolutely delicious. Perfect amount of sweetness. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
gonna be the summer treat of 2024
Oh,
is the orange
absolutely.
creamsicle.
Yeah,
Yep.
I want to make like homemade ice cream with it as well.
Oh, yeah.
I make like an
Have
orange
to.
creamsicle ice cream or
Mhm.
sorbet. Yeah, that's going to be delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, that is going to be it for episode 40 of the Clean Kitchen Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Let us know if you have any questions about sunscreen, bug spray, electrolytes, or the orange creamsicle
Mhm.
protein smoothie. But thanks again for listening. We will see everyone next week.